Okay, so these are my thoughts on Sage Northcut fighting what's this guy's name? Michel Quiñones, El Chapo, El Capo. You know, this guy has 8 wins, 2 losses. He got TKO'd. The other losses by decision. He has 5 wins by TKO, 1 submission win, 2 decision wins. He's 32. He's 5'10", and I just found out that he's literally a featherweight. He's literally a featherweight, moving up in weight in lightweight, fighting Sage Northcutt that last fought in fucking welterweight. So this is basically a welterweight fighter fighting a featherweight fighter, meeting together in the middle line in the lightweight division. And you know, in my opinion, Sage Northcutt is going to beat the crap out of this guy. At this point, he's literally naturally 2 weight classes bigger than this guy. So the size definitely goes for Sage Northcutt. The youth definitely goes for Sage Northcutt. The height goes for Sage Northcutt. The weight, the reach, the camps, the training, the experience. The record or the record is actually they actually have the same record, A2. Um, the only thing is that apparently Sage Northcutt has horrible submission defense because his 2 losses are by submission, and he only has 2 losses. He got submitted by Brian Barberena and Nicky Gall, both of them in the second round. And the other guy he got submitted once, and then he lost by decision. And he has 5 wins by knockout and 1 win by decision. No, 5 wins by knockout, 1 by decision, and one by submission and 2 by decision. And Sage Northcutt has 4 by knockout, 3 by submission, and 3 by decision. So they basically have the same record except this guy Michel has been fighting in featherweight his whole career, and Sage Northcutt is literally a natural welterweight. He has fought in lightweight, but he was like way too big. That's why he went the welterweight, because he was too big for that weight class, and he missed weight literally in his UFC debut. He missed weight by 5 pounds against Francisco Trevino. He ended up getting a TKO win in the first round. Then he fights Cody Pestifer. He gets a guillotine in the second round, and that's when he goes to welterweight, and then he loses to Brian Barberena. But in the second round, he did beat him in the first round, and that was a good loss because that taught him a lot. And look at Brian Barberena. He's fought Waverly Elves. He beat that guy. He's fought Chad Labrise. He lost to him. He's fought Joe Proctor. He got a TKO win over him. He barely lost to Leon Edwards. He barely lost to. Oh, he technically, clearly lost to Kobe Covington, but Kobe Covington is a top 5 guy right now. Leon Edwards is a top 20 guy right now. So all his losses are against legit welterweights. Some of them might be even future champions. So his loss against Brian Barberena was, a good loss. It was his welterweight debut, and Barberena ended up being a legit opponent in the welterweight division. Then he has a controversial win against, in my opinion, because I thought Enrique Marin won that fight. And this was a welterweight again, but at the same time, this guy had like 15 fights, and at that time, Sage Northcutt only had like 9 fights. So I he in my opinion Enrique won, but him getting that slight win over him when he almost got armbarred, and he had good submission defense somewhat. Him surviving that, I feel like that gave him confidence and stuff like that. But then he fights Mickey Gall, and then I like Mickey Gall. I think Mickey Gall is legit a guy, a legit future guy. He's only 25. Which means he's only 25. So he's pretty young actually. He. But then I don't like how he fights Jackson. He gets his submission in the first round, right? Then out of nowhere, he calls out CM Punk. He submits him in the first round. Then he fights Sage Northcut, right? He gets a second round submission. And then he fights Randy Brown. I like Randy Brown. He's legit. He's a legit top 100 guy in the welterweight division. Like literally. He's not even top 50 yet. But to lose to that guy shows me that Mickey Gall is not that good. He needs to start taking more risks and start climbing the ladder. Not just climb the ladder one step at a time, because you're never gonna get there because the mountain is just too high. He needs to have a little bit more. Get a top 50 guy, top 40 guy, but get the easiest top 50 guy, the easiest top 40 guy. Just to build, just to get more sharp and build your confidence and build your record and build your brand and stuff like that, right? Fighting CM Punk hurt him in my opinion, because he beating a guy that everybody knew you were gonna beat. How is that? Conor McGregor takes risks. You need to start taking risks. Sage Northcutt is not a risk. He's literally he's a kid. It's okay to beat him because he has that name. But then you fight Randy Brown. He doesn't have that name. Why would you ever fight him? And he's not even top 50 yet. And now you lost to a guy that's top 50. Now nobody thinks you're gonna be a legit guy. I think you're gonna be a legit guy, and make it go. But it's not gonna be next year, and it's not gonna be 2 years from now. It's gonna be 4 years from now, 5 years from now, where he becomes a legit top 10 opponent, and he's gonna have a bunch of losses too in the way. Because Mickey Gall, he's trying to get the names, but now it's a little harder because you literally lost your last fight in a bad way. Now in a controversial way, you clearly lost to Randy Brown. And Randy Brown look how many losses he has. Look how many losses he had to go through to get to you. And then you come out of nowhere and want to fight Randy Brown. When Randy, look at Randy Brown's record. He has 2 losses too, but he lost against Michael Graves. That guy's legit. Bilal Muhammad. That guy's definitely legit. He beat Jordan Mean. He beat Agosto Montano. He had a great performance against Alan Joban. He got knocked out by Vicente Luque. But Vicente Luque, he just knocked out Nico Price. Nico Price literally knocked out in the first round Alan Joban. I know Gunnar Nelson knocked out Alan Joban too, but he got a submission in, so it was a little different. So with Sage Northcutt, I feel like the good thing with Sage Northcutt is that he's young as fuck. He's super young, so he needs to start fighting these guys. But with him, since he's younger, he can literally take one step at a time. He's younger, he can take one step, and every once in a while take 2 steps. But he should start taking only 1 steps. Like literally, he should beat that guy that just fights top 100 guys for a year. Like he has his next 3 fights should be against guys that are that. When you go to Wikipedia and you can't click on their name, he should be fighting those guys for a few years right now. And then out of nowhere, your time comes, and then boom, next thing you know, you're against a top 20 guy. But that's not until 2 years from now. Especially when you're 21. When you're literally 21. Why become champion when you're 23 and then lose it when you're 25 and then retire when you're 27? When you could have had a long career if you took your time and slowly got there, and you became patient and waited for those right times. Take risks when it comes to a high reward, but don't take that risk when it comes to a low reward. Because while you take a risk with a low reward, when you have the option to take a risk with a high reward, if you didn't have the option, then obviously go with the low reward. But if you have the option to have a mid to high reward, take that. So some quick thoughts on Sage Northcutt in the future, in the and the steps he should take. His goal shouldn't be to be number one next year. His goal should be to be number 50 next year. That's what I'm trying to say here. Um, Obviously he beats Michel Quiñones. He's a featherweight. He's a natural featherweight. Sage Northcutt is a huge lightweight, natural welterweight type of guy. He's so big. Um, he has so many skill. Some guys can be 21 and be champions, but some guys they just can't be 21 and be champions. Because they don't hit the prime when they're 21. They hit the prime when they're 25 or 30. You know, like Bisping didn't become champion until he was 39, 38. So how is this guy out of nowhere going to be a champion when he's 21? So those are my quick thoughts on the Sage Northcutt Michel Quiñones prediction. I picked Sage Northcutt to win by TKO submission in the first round. All right, thanks for listening. Peace.